Hey, what's going on, man? Welcome back to the Grit Culture. Uh, I just wanted to take a look at this post real quick, man. Somebody posted on Facebook. It was dealing with a guy talking about he's the owner of private prisons and investments that he's, you know, him investing in it, all the money he's made off of it. As you see, he's giving the logistics of it. Then he gives you some tips at the end. It says tips: get financing from individual investors, focus on states, hard on crime, prisoners equal money. You need crime to profit. You can use prisoners to generate ancillary revenues at dirt cheap wages, incredibly high margin, and become best friends with judges. So yeah, here he is openly telling you how all of this works. Now, if you look at this stuff, just looking at his profile picture, man, well, just for me, and his screen name, it looks like a troll account. It looks like a complete control account. Now, is it real? Is investment in the prison system real? Yeah, a lot of companies do it. It's a lucrative thing. It's a lucrative thing. Why not? There, there's no moral base when it comes to capitalism. And getting money like that. Oh shit! Some people do funeral homes, right? We know everybody's gonna die every day. People gonna die. What are we doing to stop the spread of these things? One thing to do is start holding your mayors accountable, right? They got to go to prison for a reason. If it says it right there in the book, in the state book, a lot of us aren't reading our law books. A lot of us, we got busy lives, got time. But if it's something that's serious, if this is an issue, somebody's got to get on the job. You got to start changing laws in your city, right? Or elect somebody who will make the change, right? That's not to say that there's not a lot of knuckleheads and people doing dumb shit too. In some places, you get outright killed for doing some of the crimes that they do. Here, there's no judicial system or anything. And that's not to say people been getting railroaded since the beginning of the time. Black people for sure. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people get railroaded. It's not 100%. I'm just giving you both sides of it, right? But I look at this. The main topic of this video is why it's always dangerous to leverage your human rights through democracy. And this is a perfect example right here. So let's take a look at the comments, man. You see a lot of people and they rightfully, they're saying some good things. They rightfully, they got the right to, disagree with this. Well, of course, everybody's going to disagree with this. I'm not for it or anything. It's just, it's the way it is. Capitalism. You can't have good capitalism without the bad capitalism, right? But capitalism is the only way out. Without the government, without government interference and things like that. A lot of people engage within capitalism, whether they know it or not. You got strippers on Twitter talking about stop capitalism. Stripping is capitalism. Okay? But, they're saying the right things. They're saying, how you expect people to respond to, somebody who makes a post like this. But remember, like I said, it looks like a troll account. Then when you actually go to the page, it becomes 100% it's a troll account. Especially who would be putting out all that information like this as a investor. as an investor or, whatever it is, putting all this public information. Probably wouldn't stop anything anyway. People been knowing about investments in private prisons for the longest, and a lot of folks just still keep going. And like I said, a lot of people get railroaded, but a lot of y'all acting them goddamn fool. A lot of y'all acting a damn fool, or not stopping or not changing the different things, the bad habits, for the generations who get caught up in traps, so they don't fall down that trap, right? We're still, talking the same, nonsense, not learning from our mistakes, still thinking we can just go about it any old way we think we want to do, old way we want to do it. And that ain't the case. But yeah, everybody's replying to this, but out of all these people, all these comments, man, look at this. Only one person, and it was the one I commented under. This brother right here puts, "This is fake as hell." Right there. Puts it's fake as hell. I comment right under it. Let me get off that. Said, finally somebody in this thread noticed. And he replies, "So many things give it away, and everyone commenting is above 20, so should know better. All the years on the internet still can't determine what's fake or not. Out of all the people who would break down a business investment, you telling me an investor in a prison who publicly broke down his private investment? A McDonald's investor has never done this." Right. But is everything about it. Just who out of all of these people, out of these, look, 203 comments, only one person. And that's not to say that may have been a lot of people that looked and said, "Hey, it's fake," and they didn't comment. The internet isn't an accurate assessment of real life, right? A lot of folks just don't decide not to comment, or they don't deal around on the internet. So we see a lot of comments and we think that's the reality of things when it's not. But it does tell you something. And all these people that took time to comment on this post. And like I said, I'm not calling them dumb or anything like that. It's just, it's honest mistakes that we as humans make. But it's a complete oversight, and it's why we continue to be in the situations that we are now, because we don't take time out to actually research things. Just look up simple things as in, are you getting trolled? Is it fake information? And I see this all the time on the internet, especially on Facebook and stuff like that. Just openly fake information. It's transparent on how fake it is, right? But people will buy into it. News stories or articles that put out a deceptive headline, and then what's actually said in the article is completely different. So people are going off and making their opinion based off what the headline says, and haven't even read the article or what's contained in there. But this is what's driving this mindset is what's driving a large portion of our society today. And it's making, it's affecting our decision making. The people who we hold up in this whole cult of personality that we see on television, the people that we like, we're told who to like, we're told who to hate. And we keep falling into this stuff because we don't do the simple thing of just researching and reading for ourselves, right? So we go and get angry and we put all these posts and stuff like this. And this is clearly, just go to the Twitter page that reads right there. Look up the name Dallas Liam, and look, his name is Prison Investor One, dude. Like, come on, man. Come on, look at his profile picture. The profile picture looks goofy, but it's a fake. It's a fake account, but it just tells you the bigger picture of everything that's wrong. You know, they spend a lot of money. Our government spends a lot of money on data from these sites like Facebook. They don't get now they get money back, but a lot of it's from advertisement. But as far as our usage, we don't pay for Facebook. We don't pay for Facebook. It's a free app, but they invest a lot of money into this. Reason why? Because they're able to get data, get all your data on not just your life, but how people respond to different things. So they can know how to move. They know what to do. And so when you got things like this, and when I'm talking about, we've been talking about, the pandemic the past 2 years and the reception to that and how to move and the different laws that they're putting in, right? They got to take all of this into account because this falls right under people's inability to simply read or just, take the time out. We have all of this at our disposal. Google, all of that stuff. We have so much information at our disposal, but we choose not to use it at all. It's all in front of us. Our parents never had this opportunity, never had these opportunities. They had to go to the libraries and physically get the books. You have to be able to read to the books. You have to be able to find different sources and be able to get pointed to that direction to even know where to go. We have so much at our disposal to where we can acquire a lot of information at a fast rate. Now, can it be overwhelming? Yeah, because you got a lot coming at you, but you still have a lot. You gotta pace yourself when going through all of this. But yeah, the way we share information, man, it's dangerous. So you got certain things, things when you're talking about, when they talk about all day that a danger to democracy and different things like that. There's certain things, yeah, you can have votes on and stuff like that. But when it comes to human rights issues, that's never to be voted on. Democracy is always at risk for this simple reason, because of information. And when you have a uneducated, and I'm not saying these people are in the comment section, but, it can be mistakes, but you have a lot of people who are uneducated on a lot of different issues. And you'll find few far in between who really understand what's going on and really, reading this stuff and, understanding how shit works out here. And it's not guaranteed, a lot of different things, when it comes to laws. And like I said, if you want to change certain things like people going to prison, change the laws in your city, it's not guaranteed that that's going to work, that that's going to stop that. But when you expose those things, when you've exhausted those avenues, because it hasn't been exhausted, and a lot of times the people find any old reason, or they'll wait for any old reason to implement a law, and it's at the public's discretion. Like things like the crime bill, and it comes out to be detrimental. It was just like, they always say, you always hear these politicians say, you've heard Hillary Clinton say it, and many people, they always say, never let a good crisis go to waste. Things like the pandemic and stuff, when a crisis comes, people will throw away their human rights. The right to your public property. It's a human right. People will throw it all away. So, it's the reality of this, man. That's why democracy is always bad, because, Humans are they'll always fail as people. Humans are flawed from the cradle to the grave, right? Nothing will always be right, but we know certain things. We got certain things that are in place to have protections from, governments and different things like that. But they put a lot of money into data and the understanding of people so they can influence you through television, through the internet, all this stuff, and be able to sway your opinions because they know that y'all don't read. They know that y'all don't source your stuff. They know that y'all don't research anything. It's a lot of money, your taxpayer money that gets poured into data, gets poured into receiving data from phone companies, from platforms, all type of stuff. Let's think about, anybody don't know this, look up LifeLog. Look up LifeLog. It was, it was a whole thing that they had back in the day. Was ran by the U.S. Department of the Defense, DARPA, through the DARPA program. And, it was basically, a program where it was recording, just supposed to record every aspect of human life, every movement, just every single thing, very invasive. It was like a surveillance system. But the question about it, a question rose about it, about the ethical nature of it. And once that got brought to the table, they decided to scrap it. But you know what rose the day that program was scrapped? And look this up yourself. It was Facebook. The same day the DARPA LifeLog program was scrapped and went down was the same day that Facebook came up, right? So, this is something to take in, something to understand. Something to understand. But yeah, research your stuff. Source your material. Let's be more responsible with, the power that we have with this technology and all of this stuff. With great power comes great responsibility. We got to be responsible. Like I said, it makes no sense that there's only one person out of 203 comments, only one person that sat there and said this is fake. And this happens all the time. I go through posts like this and it's a scary thing. You'll see hundreds, thousands of people leaving different posts, and you'll be lucky to find a handful of people that'll actually speak about it in the proper speak about the post in the proper context. And that's dangerous. That's extremely dangerous. So, democracy is always dangerous. Democracy is always dangerous because of misinformation, miseducation. Okay? So, let me know what you think in the comments section. I'll let y'all later.